Morning. Hope you're all well. How are we doing? It's Thursday. It's coming to the end of the week. I do love a Thursday because I don't work Fridays. So for me, my Thursday is the start of the weekend, which is really, really nice. So hope you've all had a good week. I have absolute glorious sunshine here. What's your weather like? Let me know. Let me know if you're watching live, where you're watching live from. Let me just let everyone know that we are live. Let's just let the group know. Found the live really easily this morning. So welcome to, do you know what? It keeps doing that. It keeps... I keep typing in Bootcamp and it comes up with something else and it tags someone else in and it drives me mad because I'm like, no, stop. That's not fine. So hope you're all well, having a great morning. The sun is shining. Well, I've just spoken to my husband. My husband's in Scotland, off to watch the Golf Open, and he says it's raining. So, but that's because you're in Scotland, love. That's going to happen, isn't it? So if you are in Scotland, let me know what the weather is like for you. Yeah, let me know how things are with you. I've got them. I've got the desktop open with messages. So if you have got any messages, please do let me know. So we're on day 3 of the boot camp. Thank you so much for joining me. I've absolutely loved all the messages that people have been saying, you know, how they found it. Didn't know that they could do this. I've put their mind at ease because they thought that they had to use every single social media platform, and you've absolutely loved it. Now, if you've missed day 1, where we were talking about looking at your business and how actually defining that can really help you with your social media strategy, day 1, it's in the group. You can go and watch that. If you missed yesterday, where we were talking about the platforms, which platforms to use, why you only really need to be using one, but maximum really you should be using is 3 or 4, but how you create it so you're not overwhelmed, that was yesterday. And then today we are going to be talking about content and the importance of getting your content right, because the problem I have is when people kind of find out who I am and what I do, one of the first things they kind of go is, oh my God, I'm awful at my social media. I don't have the time. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody has the time. We all have the time. It's just finding that time. And yesterday I talked about kind of repurposing time throughout the day where we can actually make us, you know, where we can focus on our social media. But it's also about finding pockets of time throughout the day that can really help us cement what we need to do in order to make sure that what we're putting out then has kind of like a follow-up, because social media isn't a one-way street anymore. You know, when I first started social media training, and I'm talking 9-10 years ago, so my business is 9 years old this year, and I've been, you know, I was freelancing as a trainer well before that. So 10 years ago, social media was that you could put your post out, you would get people buying from your posts. That's how it worked. It's changed so much, and the pandemic had a lot to do with that, because a lot more businesses went online, a lot more businesses are using social media. But it's more over the last 6 months, the way that social media has changed and the way that we put our messaging out. And that's what I want to talk to you about. So yesterday we really went deep into what platforms you should be using, how you use them, and what else you need to do to really kind of build those relationships and get yourself out there. And what my coaching doesn't niche into one industry, one business. It's for everybody. So no matter what you do, who you are, you can implement everything that I show you and teach you into your business to help you with your social media. It's for everybody. Right, okay, so today, let me know that you're watching live so that I can make sure that the comments are working. Unfortunately, they're not working on my phone. They haven't been for a while, but I have got it up on desktop. So if you see me kind of looking that way, it's because I'm just looking at the messages. So let me know that you're watching live and where you're kind of watching from. let me know what your biggest struggle is when it comes to social media content. And if you've got any questions, pop them in here because we'll answer those as well. If I don't answer your question as we go along, don't worry, I will come back to it. If you're watching this on a replay, give me a hashtag replay. And again, if you have got any questions, just pop them in below and then I will get notified and I will come back to you. Or at the same time, if it's something you feel you don't want to put on here, feel free to privately message me. That's not a problem at all. I had a couple of people private message me yesterday asking me questions, following up because they went away and implemented some stuff, and that's perfectly fine as well. I'm always open to helping people, and that's what I love doing, is supporting you in whatever way I possibly can. Now, one of the things that I will say, no question is a silly question, because I know as much as there is to know about social media, okay? And what I will say is, if you feel it's a silly question, it's not, because what you might be thinking and want to ask, other people might feel the same. So this is a safe space where you can ask any questions. Nobody's going to laugh at you. I'm not going to think, oh my God, you know nothing, because I want to make sure that you have all your questions asked as well. So when it comes to social media content, we have to make sure that we are telling people what we do, because we're on social media, a lot of people just automatically presume, oh, I don't need to be mentioning that because I'm on social media, everybody knows what I do. I'm sorry, they don't, okay? Nobody knows everything about everybody. Nobody knows every single area about your business. So we need to use social media to get that message across. However, we can't do it all in one go. We have to kind of plant these little seeds around what we do, but we need to do it in a really good way that it tells people, that's what Sam does. That's what Sam can help me with. So when we're looking at our social media, a couple of things that we need to make sure that we're doing, and I touched on this massively yesterday, is making sure that our profiles are right. So making sure our banners are telling people who we are, what we do. Now, when you have a banner on your Facebook, you can actually click on the banner and it gives you a text box that you can actually go and put more information in. So you don't want to be cramming loads of information on that banner. You want to be really, really clear, because you've got 3 seconds on your profiles, on your page profiles, Instagram profiles, bios, whatever you want to use, to basically tell people, because that's our attention span when it comes to looking at profiles. So we need to make sure that everything is clear. So go away and make sure that everything in your profiles is up to date and it's working. But the other thing we need to make sure as well is that our posts are giving people this information, and we need to make sure that if we scroll down to 10 pieces of content that we have put out on our business page, our personal profile, especially if you're using your personal profile to promote your business, which you should be doing because it is a huge tool, and if you're not, you need to start moving over to using your personal profile on your Facebook, because honestly, you will see it's a game changer with your business. I've been using my personal profile to promote my business for 10 years plus, okay? And if I could only use one platform or one area within Facebook, that would be it, because that is where I make a lot of my business, okay? So you need to make sure that you're using it. So what we need to do is make sure whatever platform you are using, go to your feed, and are the last 10 posts that you put out telling people who you are, what you do, and how they can buy from you, okay? They are the 3 key things that need to be coming through in your social media, nothing else. Now, I see a lot of people when they are when I go and do health checks, that they have got, they've shared this person's post and they've shared this person's post, or they saw this funny video and they've shared it. And they've got nothing about them and they've got nothing about their business, but yet their profile is promoting their business. And that's great because you've got a little bit of it there. But the problem is, if you don't have your feed telling people what you do, it's not going to cement what you have in your profile. So your banner and the stuff that goes down the side when we look at desktop. When you look at mobile, it's the top and then the bit below. So we need to make sure that we have this balance. Now, it's okay sharing other people's things, but if all you're doing is sharing other people's things and videos and things like that and nothing of your own, people will not be interested in what you're putting out, okay? They will not engage. You need to bring you through as well. So one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you what I do from a point of view of my content. So I plan my content every single month. We have a plan for August already around the key things that we're talking about. So we don't have a written fine plan of what's going out every single day. What we do is we write a list down of all the things that we want to promote next month. So in the month of August, we will be promoting the Academy. We're going to be promoting social media management for the agency. We will be promoting the spaces that I have for my mastermind, my social mind, which is my social media mastermind. And also we're going to be promoting tickets and sponsorship for the Elevate, which is my big, huge event that I'm running in November. We are also, and you are the first people to know about this because I haven't even announced this. Only Grace and I know about this because we're just working out how this is going to work. In September, I am running a 3-day online summit, okay? And I'm going to be inviting you, my connections, to be speakers at that summit. We are going to be running Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I'm going to be putting out that I want speakers to speak at this summit, okay? And we're going to be working and advertising that in August as well. So we know what our key things are that we need to be talking about. Now, because, oh, and also my strategy day that I have in September as well. So sorry, I'm looking at my plan up here on my wall because I have everything written down. You know, if you've watched day 1 and day 2, you'll know that I am a stickler for having lists and writing everything down because I want to know my numbers and I want to know what's going out. There is nothing worse than sitting there in the morning and going, right, what am I going to put out on my social media today? I don't know. Oh, let me think. Oh, pressure's on. I need to do it. I don't know what to do. What am I going to do? I don't know. Do you know what? I'm not going to bother because I don't know what to do. So it's easier just to walk away. No, I want to change that with you. So how do we plan our social media? So the first thing we need to do is you need to write a list down of all the products, services, offerings. So basically, it's kind of like your product suite. What do you offer in your business? And I want you to write a huge list down. I want you to include websites, blogs, podcasts. I want you to include events that you are going to. I want you to include any Facebook groups that you have. Anything that you are being part of as well. So for the month of August, I want you to sit and write out this huge list because then what you're going to do, that is basically going to be your content for next month. Then you need to break it down each week. So what we do is we have a focus. We have a focus on what we are going to talk about in the social media each week. So for example, this week, our main focus was talking about the bootcamp to get people into the bootcamp. And then we will, because the bootcamp last day is today, our emphasis then will be talking about the doors opening again to my membership. So the doors first opened to the membership in February, and we have, now that I have got the membership exactly how I want it, and we have grown a nice community, we've got 60 people in there at the moment, I'm now ready to bring more people in. So we are opening the doors for 25 people to join the membership this month, and then we will close doors again at the end of the month, and then we will reopen them again later on in the year. So 3 times a year, I will open up the membership to bring on more people. Don't want to bring on loads of people at any one time because that's going to ruin how the membership is working and the dynamics that we have in there and the community and the relationships that people have built. So I'm not somebody that's kind of going, right, you can join my membership. I want hundreds of people in. I do eventually, but at the moment it's slowly because I need to make sure that everybody is happy because I'm growing a community and that's what I want to grow. Don't care if it takes me 2 to 3 years to grow it to the size I want it to. It's making sure that everyone's happy. But so that is my focus, and that will be my focus right up until the end of the month because we've got special offers running and we want to make sure that we hit those numbers. But I'm also, my other message for this month is the Academy, because again, we launched the Academy last week, and we've got a few spaces left. Well, actually, we can have as many people as we like with the Academy, but we've got a couple of spaces left where they will qualify to get a 3-hour strategy session with me in November. So there's our focus, but we have other things as well that we need to focus on. So again, we need to focus on social media management because we want to bring clients on every month. We need to be talking about Elevate and selling tickets and sponsorship for that. We need to be talking about the strategy day. We need to be talking about my mastermind, and we need to be talking about the trainings. And what you know, when you've watched day 1 and day 2, you'll know exactly how this is all kind of tying together. Because what we do, we have a main focus. So I want to talk to you about the tier method. So we talked about the tier method yesterday when it comes to social media platforms. And what we're doing today is talking about how we do it with content. So let me just draw my little upside down triangle. And we're going to put tier 1, tier 2, and then tier 3. Okay, so this is my tier method, and this is what I work on every single day. Now, you might find that this doesn't work for you, but trust me, if you can master this in your social media content, you will have consistency and visibility down to a T, and you will see results within 3 months. Okay, and this is what I want you to kind of look at. And this is why yesterday, when we were talking about social media platforms, we were just talking about actually just focusing on your tier 1 and then integrating tier 2 and then integrating tier 3. Because what I'm going to talk to you about today, you are going to be able to kind of go, if you're kind of working with 2 to 3 platforms at the moment, you can implement this really, really easily. But if you are somebody that is currently overwhelmed and stressed with your social media, you just need to be focusing on tier 1, okay? Tier 1 for everything, your social media platforms and this kind of method as well. So what are we going to kind of look at? Okay, so when we look at tier 1, my tier 1, I do tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 every single day. Okay, might not do it on a Saturday and Sunday because, to be fair, when I talk about every day, I'm talking Monday to Friday. The weekends I tend to kind of back off a little bit. 2 reasons for that. 1, because I'm mostly busy, or actually I just want to switch off. But the other reason is as well, my target audience tend to kind of switch off from the social media from Friday afternoon and come back online on Sundays because, again, I know my stats. So I know when I can send my emails, when I should be posting, when I should be putting an offer out. And that's one of the reasons why we're launching the membership offer this afternoon, because my big days for actually promoting and selling something are Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, because that's when my social media is at a peak. And because I know my insights and I know my stats, I can make sure that I'm building this into my social media strategy as well. And this is something that you will get to know between 6 to 12 weeks of doing your social media content if you become really consistent. So I create 3 pieces of content every single day. Now, my top tier, my tier 1, my content that's going to be that is my primary focus for the week. So my primary focus for this week for tier 1 is the bootcamp and the membership. Okay, last week it was the academy. All right, so we are going to be putting that in there like that. Okay, so that's our tier 1. Our tier 2 for this week is the academy. Okay, because again, I want to be getting people into that. And then my tier 3 is everything else. So social media management, Elevate, which is my events, any of my training programs, so my Facebook ads training or my ultimate guide, which I know some of you have purchased, so thank you so much for that. You're going to absolutely love it because it's amazing. Then my strategy day, okay, and mastermind, my social mind. I call it a mastermind, but it's called social mind. The reason why I call it mastermind is because most people actually understand it as a mastermind, but I don't like the word master. Okay, so I just call it social mind. So this is what our kind of strategy is for this week. So every single day, my tier 1 needs to be talking about the bootcamp or the membership. Then my other post for the day is going to be kind of relating to the academy. And then I will put in another post each day, which is talking about all of this. Now, I might mix tier 2 and tier 3 up a little bit. And the reason why I might mix it up is because if I'm speaking at an event or I'm collaborating with somebody and they've asked me to promote their event or what they've got going on at the moment, that might become a tier 3. So for example, today's content is this morning I've shared about coming into the bootcamp so that you can watch day 3. This afternoon, I will be sharing somebody that I collaborate with, one of their new products offerings that they've got. So I will share that out and share how amazing she is. And then my post for this evening is going to be talking about the offers for the membership because we've opened up the doors. Then tomorrow, I will still be talking about the membership. I will most probably put something along the lines of, that's it, you know, I'm done for the summer, because we need to bring personal stuff in as well. And this kind of comes in as your tier 2, tier 3, and then I might touch on the academy as well, because actually the people that are interested in the academy are more than likely going to be online in the afternoon on Friday and over the weekend as well. So we need to make sure that we know exactly what our tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So each week you've got this priority. And what it does, it gives you structure, because then with that structure, you know exactly what you need to be talking about and what you're focusing. Now, because I have this structure, this goes on all of my platforms. So it goes on Facebook, it goes on LinkedIn, it goes on Instagram. I then create reels from it as well. And then I could put stories out as well. So we're making sure that we're actually covering. And then if I want to do a live, I can do a live based around that. Because a lot of people will say, oh, I'm struggling for reel ideas. Well, if you're putting social media content out, your social media content becomes your reels. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't try coming up with more content. Just basically change it, because what happens is when you put a post, you'll have a certain audience that will look at posts. You'll have a certain audience and public that will look at your reels and your videos, and you'll have a certain audience that will look at stories. So it's great to cover everything that you want to cover in all 3 areas, because then you're getting it out to different people. So what we need to do is make sure that we are using this tier 3 method when it comes to our social media content. Now, if you're sitting there going, well, I can't do 3 posts a day, that's fine. Just do 1 and just think, okay, what is my tier 1? But what you do need to think about is the balance, okay? So your social media has to have a 50-50 balance. It's none of this 80-20 crap, 30-70 crap. It's a 50-50. And it's 50% business and it's 50% personal. Because you need to put yourself out there. You need to be telling people what you do. Now, a lot of people kind of go, oh, I can't do that. I can't share. I don't want people to know about this. I don't want to. You choose how much you want to share. Now, for me, I'm quite happy to put everything out there. And it works perfectly for me. Because the reason being is when I go to face-to-face events or I meet somebody, they come up to me as if they already know me. And you know what? It takes away that awkwardness when you first meet someone. Because they already know me, they feel comfortable around me. They want to talk to me. They talk to me about what's going on in my world because I'm sharing everything with them. And this is what you want to get to. You want to get to this level that actually people know you even though they've never met you, okay? And it sometimes can become a little bit like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm meeting you, Sam. I follow you on social media. And you do kind of get this little bit of an ick, like, oh my God, because that's not who I am. I think I'm quite grounded. I think I'm quite humble. So when I do get people coming up to me going, oh my God, Sam, I can't believe I'm actually meeting you. I do get a little bit like, really? And it's just me, who I am on social media is who you meet in real life. But that's because I'm consistent, I'm visible, and I'm sharing with people. And because I'm sharing who I am and what I do in my personal life as well as my business and everything else. I mean, honestly, if you follow me, I do put some really crazy shit out there sometimes. And I had I'm talking on an event, a summit tomorrow, and she messaged me and she said, oh my God, I just get you. And some of the stuff you put out is just absolutely hilarious because that's just who I am. It's not my team making all this up. It's actually me going, actually, this is who I am, because I want people to see, you have to show people the real you, because if you hide behind social media and put someone out completely different to who you are, when you meet people in real life, they will see that. They will call out the bullshit and then they just won't want to work with you. You'll break that trust. And this is why it's important to put out more about you as well, because it helps that trust. I spoke the other day about, having to put things out 27 times before people buy and trust it. And the thing is, if you put more stuff out about you and how, what you're doing in your world, that trust barrier becomes, is cemented a lot better. And that 27 times becomes less and less and less and less. So we need to make sure that we are sharing about us. And this is why it's a 50-50. But the other thing we need to think about as well, we don't like being sold to, all right? So think about it, you're in a shopping centre, okay? And those pods they have in the middle where you've got the shops down the side, then you've got those pods and they're people selling you stuff. So it might be Sky, it might be the person trying to sell you, what's it called? paintballing, that kind of thing. I feel really intimidated by them because I know that they're going to try and sell to me. So I pick my phone up and I'll pretend I'm on the phone. Or I turn around and go, no, I'm really sorry, I'm really busy. We're not really busy. It's just our natural reaction. And we don't want to be sold to. However, if you think of it this way, if you walk into a supermarket for a pint of milk, you have control of that buy-in because you have made the effort to walk into that supermarket. You have decided what you're going to buy. So you go in for your milk, but you see something on offer and go, oh, that's on offer. That's a bargain. I'm going to buy it. Then you go, oh, 2 for 1. Don't need it, but it's 2 for 1. I'm going to stick it in there. Before you know it, you've spent 50 quid. You forgot the milk, but you're actually okay and justifying why you spent £50 because you had that buying power. No one made you buy it, okay? And this is what we need to do with our clients, with our audience. We need to make sure that they are comfortable that they are buying from us. We're not persuading them to buy from us. We need to make sure that they are comfortable and they are clear around what they're buying from us and they trust us. So this is why you have to have social media content out that's going to help build that trust. So it's about having content that's going out about you and your world, so they get to know you and they trust you and they get to see that you are the expert in what you do. But we also need to tell them about how they can work with us and how they can buy from us, because this is the important part. It's all right telling people about your holidays, your days out, going out for lunch, going for a networking event, you're doing this, you've had a bad day, or, you know, because you can share the crap stuff, you can share the good stuff. That's what people want to see. They want to relate to you, and that's what I do. But be positive with it. If you're sharing something that's a little bit doom and gloom, put a positive spin on it as well. But when we are sharing things around from a business point of view where we want people to sign up, it's okay putting posts out to say, hi, you know, we're now, you know, amazing news. We've opened the doors to the membership. You can sign up for £37 a month and save £10 a month if you sign up by the end of the month. Or you can join for a year and it's going to only cost you 300 quid and you get a year's access to absolutely everything. That's fine. And then we would highlight what you get in the membership, and then there will be a link and a nice graphic. That's perfectly fine, because that's giving the people the what, the where, the when, and the know-how, and where they can kind of sign up. That's what we want to give people. But the problem is with those posts, people just look at them, okay? They'll look at them and they'll action them, because their call to action is to take them to the membership page to sign up, because that's what I'm asking them to do. So I need to do a little bit of work to help push this, because it's okay me telling them how much it's going to cost them and what they're going to get, but people still need to see that there's value. And they might also think, well, I've signed up to a membership before and I didn't really get it and I didn't use it. So it's about actually saying to people, so what I will then do is I will put content out that's talking about, you know, did you know that with the membership, you get a monthly online networking event where you can meet other people and build relationships. I mean, that's worth the 37 quid a month in itself, because I know that you're going to build relationships, start collaborating and start growing your business. You get me in the membership every single day, giving you content ideas, you know, and helping people. I mean, I had someone in the membership this week say, oh my God, I never thought about actually wording my content that way. And it's been an absolute light bulb moment for me, and it's generated so many follow-ups. We do a challenge every single month. So this month's challenge is following up and generating more sales. And we have guest speakers come in, and then there's a training session. So this afternoon I'm running a training session with my members, but I ask them what they want in the training session. And then we have a planning session each month. So we plan their social media so they know what they're doing. So it's about putting content out that's going to tell people that, because when I say to someone, what would it mean to you if you could have all of your social media planned out for the next month and know exactly what content you're putting out every single day? Is that worth £37 to you? They must go, yeah, it is. You know, they get access to me every other Wednesday, where they can personally message me and ask me questions. I had someone yesterday message me 20 times. Perfectly fine, because that's part of it. And for her, she's like, oh my God, that's worth 37 quid in itself, because you've helped me now with my launch. So it's not about just saying to people, this is it, this is what you're going to do. It's about breaking it down, thinking about what your audience's problem is and how you can give them the solution. All right. And that's what you need to be doing with your content. But then what you need to be doing as well is how you put your messaging out. So the posts that have got the beautiful graphic with all the information are perfectly fine, because you need those. And then you can use those for your pinned post, your featured post. You can then put them in other people's groups as well, because they look really pretty, they're eye-catching, and people are going to click on them. But we need to then make sure that we are doing it in another way as well. So another call to action is asking people questions. And we have a sales post, but we need to make sure that it's engaging. And this is where we do kind of a split post. Okay, and what we do from here, I'm going to give you an example. So some of you may have seen a while ago, I think it was back in, it might have been June time, beginning of June. So I got back while I was in Ibiza in May. We ordered a new bed, new bedding. So while I was away, the new bed was delivered. Hubby put the new bedding on and he washed it all. It's non-iron apparently, they say. And he put the bedding on. Anyway, he left it in the tumble dryer too long and it creased to buggery. Absolute crease. So I got home. On the Saturday. Sunday, the bedding was driving me mad. Now, I don't iron anything, okay? I buy clothes that don't need ironing. I don't iron. Hubby does his own stuff. The kids, if they want stuff doing, they do it. I hate ironing. I don't really even know where our iron board's kept. So I got back from Ibiza. I've coped with all the creases on the Sunday. And then hubby went off to see the last game of the season at Liverpool. So he was away Sunday night. Anyway, Monday, I'm awake all Sunday night going, the creases are doing my head in. It's my ADHD kicking in. The creases are doing my head in. I've got to sort this out. So I'm literally up at 5:30 on that Monday morning going, I need to iron this. How am I going to do it? I'm not taking all the bedding off. I could wash it. I could re-tumble dry it and then I could put it back on. That might work. I know what I'll do. I'll go and find the iron and I'm just going to iron the bedding while it's on. Anyway, so that's what I started doing at 5:30 in the morning. So I put a post out about this. I took a photograph of me ironing at 5:30 in the morning. Put a post out basically saying, is anyone else up at this stupid time in the morning ironing, or is it just me? And then what I did is I then turned it into a social media, you know, what other things you could be doing at 5:30 in the morning and how you can kind of take the creases out of your social media by basically signing up to my product, which is Access to Me, which is you get access to me for 7 days on Messenger or WhatsApp for 49 quid. And I put the link at the bottom. Now, that post to date, bearing in mind it's over a month old, has got over 60,000 views. It's only a post, it's not a video, it's a post with wording and a link. So if you think that links in posts reduce your reach, they don't, okay? And stop putting your links in your comments as well, put them in your post, please. That post, because it was something ridiculous and it was engaging, it got people scrolling, it got people clicking on it, it got people going, oh, what's Access to Sam? I'm going to click on that. I had 6 people sign up for that. Now, if I'd put a nice post out with a nice image and I put the link, I mostly would have got 1 or 2, which I do. But the fact that I got 6 people signing up, and I got more after as well, but I limited it to 5 people, but unfortunately 2 people brought it at the same time that I couldn't cut it off. But what I'm trying to say is our sales posts don't always have to be salesy. They can be personal and then you can have a twist on them. And that's what I do with a lot of mine. I will put a lot of posts out that do have this kind of, I'm inviting you in to read my post because it's inviting you into my personal world, but then I'm going to hit you with the sale. Okay. But it's not a pressurized sale. What I've done is I've given them the option because they're already looking and reading and having a laugh. And this is what we want to be doing with our content. It's okay having the sale, but what will happen is you're not going to get the results that you want straight away. Whereas if we have it where we're kind of nurturing people in and and then we're kind of going, but by the way, did you know that you can do this with me? They're posts that work a lot better. And when you look at my social media, go and follow me, go and stalk me. I have no problem. Quite happy for you to kind of go and have a look and go, oh, I like Sam's banner, I'm going to do something similar. Oh, I can see that Sam's got wording that goes with her banner. I'm going to do that as well. Oh, I like the way that Sam's done this. I like the way, go and do it. That's fine, because I want you to make sure that you're maximising everything that you do. The other content that we can do as well is another call to action where we're asking people questions. So it might be something personal along the lines of, you know, do you prefer ketchup or brown sauce? You know, do you, I'm going with some ridiculous ones here. Tea, coffee. You know, do you prefer savoury or sweet? Are you jam or cream first? Now that's a really controversial one, okay? So be prepared for that, because that can start wars, okay? Who's jam and who's cream? So let me know, are you jam or you're cream first? But what this does, when you put a post out, especially on Facebook, that's really, really engaging, it then creates a wave. All right. So what you'll mostly find with my social media is, before I'm about to launch something, I will put a post out that's creating a wave. So for example, today I'll have a post going out that will grow that engagement. So I don't know what it might be. I actually could do with a new box set to watch over the summer while I'm away. And I've run out of ideas. If you have any ideas, please let me know. This is a question I ask at every talk that I go to. If you have a box set that I haven't watched or given a go, or I haven't got already on my list, I will give you a prize, because I haven't found anyone yet that has given me something, because I've pretty much watched everything. If stuff is on my list, it means that I'm not allowed to watch it on my own. I have to wait for hubby to watch it, okay? But I've pretty much watched everything. In fact, I'm at the point where I'm watching Outlander again, because I loved it so much. The new season's, I haven't watched the last season, so I'm like, oh, do you know what? I'm going to watch it again. But yeah, I've pretty much watched everything. So if you can come up with something, let me know. So I might ask the question this afternoon, I need a new box set. What's going to happen is that's going to get a lot of people messaging, a lot of people replying, which is great, because this post is getting engagement. Facebook will look at it and go, oh, this post is really, really engaging. So when I go to put the post out about the membership post is going to ride on the wave of the box set post, and it's going to help boost its thing. So this is why we have to plan out our social media, because if we are promoting something, we need to make sure that we are promoting it more than once. Please don't just promote something once, okay? Go with the idea that it's 27 times. The amount of people that I speak to and they say, oh, I've got this event coming up, and I've only had one person sign up. Well, how often did you talk about it in a 10-day period? I haven't. Okay. Have you sent an email out? No. Have you followed up? No. Well, you can't expect people to sign up from the one time that you put the post out. It doesn't work like that. You have to build things up. You have to grow your visibility. You have to grow your trust. And these are all the things that I want to show you that you need to do, so that when you do launch something or you want to sell something, you're going to have real success in how you do it. And you know, I can give you loads of testimonials where all my clients have achieved this, because they're just implementing the simple things that need to be done. They're just changing the way that they're doing the social media. So when you are putting posts out like that, you make sure, if you are going to put something out of that, it goes out before you're putting out like a sales post as well. So it helps with the engagement. Now the other thing, also the thing is, if you're on LinkedIn, you can do polls in groups, pages, and LinkedIn and Instagram. Polls work really well as well, because again, you're asking people questions and you're getting people to interact, and that's what you want to be doing. You want to make sure that every single post you're pretty much putting out, people are going to engage, unless you're putting like out a sales post and people won't, because that's not the call to action that you're asking them. So make sure that you know exactly what you're doing. Now, the other thing is as well, once you've created this content for all your products and your services, you are just then recycling it. You've got the images, you've got the content, so you're just repurposing it. So each month, so for example, this month where we're kind of talking about social media management, the event, the strategy day, the social mind, the membership or the academy, that's not content that we have just recreated for this week. It's content that we've used in the past and we will use moving forward as well. So make life really easy. And this is why I love Trello. And I spoke about Trello a lot yesterday, because you can put all your content into Trello. If you've got Canva, you've got all your images in Canva. So all you need to do is tweak them if they've got dates on or certain things that aren't relevant to when you're posting it again. but make sure that you save all your content as well, so that if any point you have someone that comes in to support you with your social media management or your content, you can just say to them, look, everything is here. This is where it all is. And that's what you want to do. You want to make life really easy for yourself. So when you're doing launches, you go, right, so every time we do a launch, we have the email automation, we have all the templates, we have all the content. So life is just really, really easy. The only time it's ever hard is when we do it the first time. So we did the bootcamp originally in January, ready for the launch of the membership in February. So we had everything. So when we did the bootcamp this time, everything that we did behind the scenes just needed to be pulled out, updated and repurposed. The only thing that has changed is the bootcamp content, because the way we use social media is different. So anybody that joined the bootcamp in January, you must be fine that actually the last 3 days have been completely different. And again, it's always learning new stuff as well, because I don't have slides that I'm kind of going through and going, right, this is what I want to share with you. This is my knowledge. This is what I'm sharing with you. So you'll always learn new things as well. So make sure that when you're putting your messaging out, you're getting people to kind of interact with you. Same goes for stories. Make sure you've got a call to action on there. DM me for this or DM me for that. If you're doing a reel, make sure you've got a call to action. So either divert them to your profile to sign up for something, or follow me for more tips or more information. Make sure you're always using call to actions, because they're really important to use. Ask questions, put links out, make sure you're doing that. Okay, right. Okay, so I'm going to answer some questions. If anyone's got any questions, let me know. Put them in here. So Adele said, I've just used your tier idea talking to the doctor about my pain. What you were saying actually stayed in my mind. Mic drop. Love that. I love that you're using the tier system in your personal life as well. And you know what? I do exactly the same. Everything in my world and my business world is tier 3. So when I look at my business model, I have 3 levels in my business. I've got me, who does the coaching and the training. We've got the agency and we've got the academy. So 3 tiers. When I look at my training, there's 3 different things that I have. So the membership, the social mind, and then the trainings. Again, 3 tiers. We have 3 tier packages in the agency, and eventually we'll have 3 different elements of the academy. And it makes things so simple when you just do that. When you start doing all of this, oh my God, it just causes stress and overwhelm. So 3 is the magic number, they always say, and it does, it really, really does help. And this is why I love the 3 posts a day, the 3 platforms. When you're creating content, don't do War and Peace. Think about 3 different paragraphs, and just keeping it to that, and keeping it really simple so that people can read, scan read, and think of it that way. So there's a lot that you can implement from a 3 method when it comes to your social media and your marketing as well. So Jenny said, yeah, good point about the networking. Yeah, it's really important. And also when you are networking, it gives you an opportunity to tag other people. And when you tag other people, you are getting into their world, and their audience are coming into your world. So it's really important to do these things as well. Okay. Adele said, I've always been told never to put the link in the post copy. Huge myth, Adele. Okay. This is something that I have to say to people all the time. There's no right and there's no wrong, but this is the psychology behind it. When you put a link in your post, it's really easy and clear to find. If you go and put the link in the comments, one thing is, if you're scheduling, it means that then you've got to go and find the post and you've got to put the thing in. So it's taking up more of your time. Whereas if you're scheduling, you can just stick the link in. The other thing is as well, if you have a post, so for example, let's take the ironing of the bed cover post. I think I had about 100 comments on that post. I could be wrong, could be about 60. Now, if I'd put the link in the comments and said to people, link in comments, and they had to go and scroll through all of those comments, do you think they would have done that? No, because our attention span when it comes to social media is 1 second. We want the information there and then. Okay, so it's okay to put the link. It's not going to reduce your reach. What it is going to do is going to make life a lot easier for you and a lot easier for your audience as well. Okay. Yeah, pin posts are fine, but yeah, there's no harm in putting your links in the post at all. You know, there's no right and there's no wrong. I'm just showing you from the psychology point of view as well. Adele asked, what is a banner? Is that your Facebook cover photo? It is. They're known as banners or covers, all right? So you have one on Facebook pages, groups, and Facebook profile. You can have them on LinkedIn and Twitter/X. TikTok doesn't have banners, and if you are verified on Instagram, you can add banners to your profile and your links. So in Instagram, you can have up to 5 links in your profile, and I'm verified for this reason only, is because then for each link I have, it has a banner with it, so it stands out and people can see exactly what the link is for. Okay. Adele, you're a girl after my own heart, jam. And weren't those scones that we had, or scones, depending what country, scone or scones, which depending which part of the country you're from. We were at a business boost. Adele and I are part of a business boost that meets every 3 months. And we went along on Friday where we met for the first time, and Hayley, who was the host, did an afternoon tea, and the scones, homemade scones she made, were amazing. I think I might have to make some at the weekend or next week with the kids. I'm away this weekend, so I can't do that. Adele's put The Rookie or 911. Absolutely love The Rookie. Have you watched the spin-off of The Rookie Feds and also the spin-off for 911 Lone Star? Absolutely amazing. I love those. In fact, The Rookie latest episode's out today, so I should be watching that later, and I'm waiting for the next season of 911 Lone Star to start, because I've just finished 911 on Disney. I told you I have watched all of them. So yeah, so if you've got any other questions, let me know. So please do make sure that you're creating content that is really simple and easy. There's no need to do this big, whoever is coaching to create really long posts, I want to tell them to stop, because it doesn't work with social media. And what I find is a lot of people that are creating this really, really long posts, they actually could be divided into 3 or 4 posts. And the problem is the people just don't have the attention span. Okay, so when we're creating content, think about it this way. You need to use wording, all right? So if you are putting wording with an image, make sure that it's not too long. So as I said, 3 paragraphs works fine. If you do 4, not a problem. Just make sure you get your wording in. What I will say is keep your character count to around 1,500 characters, okay? Because that works really, really nicely from there. You don't want it too long. You want it so people can just get the message. Use emojis, but don't overuse emojis. So when we're using emojis, you want to use a maximum of 6 unless you're using them for bullet points, and you can use those as extra bonus points, okay? But what we need to think about with emojis as well, don't just use ones that are relevant to what you're talking about. Think about the colour. So if you understand colour psychology trains the brain to think of things very different. So blue is loyal, black is luxury, yellow is caring, green is environmentally friendly, red is for food, pink is kind of that, like love colour. So think about using the emojis from a colour psychology point of view as well. So always make sure you have an emoji in your top sentence, and your top sentence needs to be your hook. Okay, that needs to be the sentence that is going to hook people in. So think about how you can put something out that's going to draw people in. So for example, is anyone else up at 5:30 in the morning ironing their bed covers? That's going to get people stopping and actually looking at your post, because they're going to open it up and they're going to start reading. Okay, so if you've got links, make sure your links go at the end. You don't need to use hashtags on Facebook or LinkedIn. If you want to use them on Instagram, that's fine, but make sure you do hashtag research. For those that have purchased the Ultimate Guide, there is a hashtag research training in there, so you can go and watch that. It's really easy. 10-20 minutes a month to do hashtag research, and trust me, it's worth its weight in gold. But as I said yesterday, Instagram have actually said that hashtags don't actually make that much difference. We need to make sure we're using keywords. So when it comes to keywords, make sure you are using keywords that basically your audience would use when they're searching for you or your business through a search engine, so Google, that kind of thing. And they're the keywords that you need to be using. So make sure you're always using keywords. They don't overthink that either, okay? So for me, it'd be like social media, might be membership, might be academy, might be a location. So think about the keywords that people would search, because all of the social media platforms now have the search function. So we need to make sure that you are coming up when people are searching for that, but don't overthink it. Never overthink your social media, because if you do, you'll stop doing it. Okay, just let it flow, let it flow. And if you are somebody that has ideas like me, I have stupid ideas while I'm in the shower, brushing my teeth, going for a walk. Have somewhere that you can write them down. So I have an Alexa, and I have a list on Alexa where I give her my ideas, and then I put them in my Trello board as well. And some of the ideas I've had for months and I just haven't used them, but others I will use straight away, because that's what you that's what you want to kind of generate. So with your images, there's different ways that you can do images here. You can create lovely Canva graphics and use those. Brilliant. If you can, make sure you put a photograph of you on those as well, because they will get better. Or a product. If you sell a product, make sure you've got the product on there. Just bear with me a sec. I need a drink. So make sure that you've got your product. Try not to use stock images if you can, okay? There are some amazing photographers out there that can take really good product photos, or use your phone. The cameras on phones now are amazing. So it's always better to take a real life photo. Selfies are fantastic, but what is going to get you the really most engagement are real life photos, photos of you, selfies, professional photo shoots, okay? So I have about 4 or 5 shoots a year, and they might be just mini ones, but it means that I've got photos for absolutely everything. And then when I'm at events, I have photographs taken from there. So I have this huge library. I think our library's up to around 500 photos now, which means that we can just be circulating and using photographs all the time. So it's about making sure that you have got different photos. If you haven't got photographs of you, then just take a selfie. If you're not happy with taking selfies, take photographs of your surroundings, so your desk. For example, I might take a photograph, a selfie of me with my mug having a drink, because I'm just having 5 minutes. But what I might do, I might think, actually, I'm not selfie ready today, so I might just put this on my desk with a little bit of branding. So let me show you one of the girls that goes to Bow School made me this. How cute is it? It's a little crocheted mat. So it's my branding colours, which is lovely. So I might just want to put it on there. So I'm kind of bringing in my branding as well, because your branding is really important when it comes to content. So make sure that you're taking those photos. And if you're at events, make sure you're getting selfies with people. You're taking photographs of the events, because then you can create them into reels. You can use them on stories. You can use them in your posts as well. I'm going to be putting a post out later, or tomorrow, which is a photograph that was taken from Friday. So you don't necessarily have to use photos on that day. The other type of content you can put out as well is called colour block, and this is on Facebook. So when you go to type and you've only got a certain amount of characters, and then it gives you that you can have the background, and some of it's got your avatars in, some of it's got love hearts. I think there's one with bananas on, or you can just have the colours. They're really good. So if you're putting something short out, so for example, the post I put out this afternoon asking for a box set, that will be in a colour block, because again, I don't need to create a full post about that. I'm asking a really quick question. And I will normally do a colour block most days, because I think it just ties in really nicely with when people look at my timeline, it just separates it, because then it's not just post. There's other things that are going on there as well. Don't forget you've got polls. So you can do polls on pages on your Facebook, in stories, in Instagram, and in LinkedIn. So make sure that you are doing a poll at least once a week. You've got carousels as well. So if you are using more than 1 to 2 images, it's classed as a carousel. I'm not talking about you going to an event and just taking loads of pictures and then putting those on. That's not classed as a carousel post. What a carousel post is where you have given people information. So if you go to my Instagram That's mostly the easiest way to see. You will see my carousel post where I give top tips, or it might be how you can work with me. That's always a good one, because then you can have an image for every single offer that you have. And it's really easy, and then you can pin it to the top, because then if someone wants to know how to work with you, you can have the first one can be how to work with me, and then you can have multiple images. So there's all these things that you can create that will really good for your content as well. Make sure you have got your pinned post and your featured posts as well. Make sure you've got all the right links. Make sure your links are working. Other things that you can do, for example, on my phone, when I'm out and about networking, my screensaver is a QR code and how people can connect with me on socials as well. So it's just a link tree at the moment because the website is waiting to be updated. We've still got the old website, but the old website's very dated. So I just have everything on Linktree at the moment until the website goes live, which I think is mostly going to be the 1st of September now. But it was supposed to be the 1st of May. Actually, it was October before that, but it's just not right. And the thing is, we don't need to rush things. And this is the thing that a lot of people go with social media. They're like, I've got to do it now. You don't. Your social media and marketing does not need to be done now. For example, if you want to put something back, it's okay to put something back. We put the Academy back by a couple of months because it wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. And we launched the membership in February, but why did I not launch it again 3 months later? Because I wanted 6 months to get it right, and we have got it right. It's amazing. It's anyone that's in the membership that's on here live, they will tell you it's just such a lovely place, and that's what I wanted to create. And I didn't want to bring anyone else in until I got it right. I do have an invite only, where we'll have a couple of people join, and anybody that joins my Social Mind gets access to the membership. But what I want to do is make sure that people do have that flexibility as well. So what I want to say is, if you do have any questions, pop them on here. I want to say thank you so much for joining the bootcamp. It's been amazing. I love doing this. I love teaching people and showing them the simple ways. I love the light bulb moments. But what I would like to do is I would like to invite you, if you want to work with me more, to the membership. So we do open the doors. The membership is it's a monthly membership, pay as you go. You don't have to be in it for 3 months or 6 months. There's no contract. If you want to just join for a month to see what it's like, you can. What do we do in the membership? So every single day, so we have a Facebook group and we have a WhatsApp group. And in the WhatsApp group, I go in every single day and I give people content ideas. Okay, so the content ideas are ideas that everybody can use. They're not niche down, so I do it in a way that everybody can use them. We have a challenge each month. So our challenge this month is following up. Next month, it's going to be LinkedIn. We also have a training each month, which is our next one is today, where I will talk about things that people want to talk about. We might be having conversations and I might say, actually, we need to do it this way, or let's have a look at it this way. We have a planning session each month as well. And then from September, we'll have our online networking as well for an hour and a half, where people will come in and we'll have a networking event. And you also get guest expert speakers. So today's guest expert speaker is LinkedIn. Next month is TikTok. The month after that is Canva. We've got YouTube coming in. I'm trying to think what else. You get discounts off my trainings. You get first dibs on stuff that I'm launching. Just trying to think what else. Or you get Canva designs as well that you can brand yourself. Or you get access to me every other Wednesday. Oh my God, it's unlimited. But what it is, it's a very supportive area that I'm there to support you and help you and make sure that you're at ease. So you can access the membership for £37 a month. So you save £10 a month. No matter how long you're in there for, you will get that offer of £37. And if you want to join for a year and jump in, it's 300 quid, which is an absolute steal. I mean, our actual annual membership is normally £470, so you're saving 170 quid. And trust me, if you buy the annual membership and you aren't happy within a month, I'll give you your money back. Okay, that's how guaranteed I am that you're going to love the membership, because it's such a lovely, lovely place. I love it. So I will put more info. If you want more information, let me know. I'll put information on how you can kind of sign up for the membership below as well. If you have any questions, message me. But yeah, would love to get you joining the membership, because it's just such a great space to, and the other thing is as well, it's keeping you updated with what's happening on social media, because honestly, it's changing all the time. I'm reading articles every day, watching videos, looking at blogs, so I know what's going on, and my members get to know all that as well. And it's a if you want that safe space, or you just want to have that kind of reassurance that you're doing the right thing in your social media, the membership's a great place to start, because it's for all levels as well. It's not just for people starting out, it's for people that just want to know that they're doing the right thing. They have that accountability, because don't worry, I'm there with the accountability as well. Or even if you just want it for just a couple of things, it's there for you. Okay, so we'd love you to join. The offers are only available up until the end of the month, and then the doors will close. And then we only go to waiting list and invitation only. It's kind of one in, one out, and that doesn't happen very often. And then we mostly won't open the doors again until later this year. So please do think about the membership. If you've got any questions, please let me know. I'll pop the link. If you have any questions about today, let me know. If you have any questions about day 1 and day 2, let me know. If you want to watch day 1 and day 2, they are on here. On the group as well, so you can watch those. So thank you so much for joining me over the last 3 days and taking out 3 hours of your life. I hope you've learned lots. Please go away and implement it. If we're not connected on social media, go and find me on your favourite tier 1 platform. Let's connect, let's build relationships, and can't wait to get to know you all. So take care everyone, and thank you so much for spending the last 3 days with me. Take care, bye.